Welcome, friends, to another episode of Meat and Potatoes with me, Desi. We're back here at our home studio at Hops and Vines in Williamstown. And today we're going to be speaking to local belle and product of Williamstown, who's on her way to some very exciting things. Now, she's back in town just for a couple days before she heads back down to New York City. Maggie Crane.
Hi, Desi. It is such an honor to be here.
Oh, stop. Well, thank you so much for coming. The last minute. This is great.
I know. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I follow you on all social medias. I'm a big fan.
Oh, stop. Stop.
Oh, you're blushing a little bit.
Oh, you can't really tell, huh? It's hard.
I know.
Well, I'm glad to get a chance. So, Maggie, now you're kind of a local yokel, right? Now, were you born in Williamstown?
Yes, Desi. Well, not in Williamstown.
Right, I was going to say that's a rarity because there's not really hospitals here.
Unless you have one of those like fun like home births with like a doula or like a blow-up pool.
In the bathtub and the water birth, right?
No,
Dolphins,
I had a
all that.
very straightforward birth at North Adams Regional Hospital.
Wow, that's as close as you can get.
That's as close as you can get. Yeah, and I grew up here all my life. I used to live across from the Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, yeah?
So, you know, born and bred, America runs on Dunkin', so does Maggie.
This is great.
Yeah. So, and then, yeah, I lived here for 18 years, and then I shipped off to New York.
To New York? Well, you also did a little stint at Trinity College. Now, not Trinity College in Connecticut, right?
No, but people often think that.
Right.
Yeah.
Where did you go?
I lived in Dublin, Ireland for a while.
Dublin, Ireland.
Was very exciting.
Well, with a name like Maggie Crane,
yeah,
right?
Margaret
I'm sure imagine you fit right in.
Exactly.
That was my best Irish accent. How was it?
I'll give it a solid like 5. You could improve, but it's not the worst I've heard.
6, maybe. Like,
oh yeah, 5 out of 6.
I got the green thing down.
You do. I mean, you'd fit in there too.
I'd never get pinched on St. Patty's Day.
Like you'd be surprised.
So you're kind of a theater nerd, right?
Yes.
Now, and I use this term nerd with the utmost respect and admiration. Now, anyone who watches the shows knows that I'm a huge theater nerd too. It's true. So how did you get into theater? Like, what drew you into the theater?
Well, when I was in high school, what really got me started was I did a program through Shakespeare and Company called Fall Festival. Oh, right. Which totally saved my life, changed my life. It's an amazing program. John Croy was my director all through high school, and I worked with him at Mount Greylock Regional High School and then at Shakespeare and Company, and I really got into Shakespeare that way, and sort of through that I was like, okay, I guess I'll just do this for the rest of forever.
Right,
and
why not? It's fun, right? Well, I have to ask you, I'm kind of taking like this impromptu poll because well, Mandy Greenfield was here.
She's great.
Yes, and she I want your opinion on the matter. Theater, is it with an R-E or E-R?
Well, I like to take the English approach, which is R-E.
Like theatre?
Theatre.
The theatre.
Like
yes.
I study theatre. I
right,
work in
exactly.
The theatre. It makes it, you know, if I don't feel important, I can just say theatre.
Theatre,
and then
but it makes you feel important.
Exactly.
So tell me what you've been up to down in the Big Apple. I mean, well, does anybody even call that anymore?
I mean, it's pretty antiquated, but like, I understand what you mean.
Oh, sure. By the Big Apple, for those of you, the youngins who are not antiquated, that's the New York City.
Yes, and by New York City, I'm mostly just in Brooklyn these days.
Yeah.
Although I do, so I'm living and working in New York and in Brooklyn, and mostly doing stand-up comedy now.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And so you do a lot of writing, right? Like writing jokes. But you also been writing plays.
I do write plays. Yeah, I recently had a play put up at Dixon Place, which is a theater on the Lower East Side.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Hopefully it'll be put up soon again. Yeah, it was really exciting. It's called Ed and Mo.
God, that's great. Yeah, well, so what's the kind of next step for you? What do you want to do? You want to write some more plays? Keep going with the stand-up? What are you doing?
I'd like to do it all, Desi, you know, like Renaissance woman.
You're Jill of all trades.
Exactly, that is I. Hopefully. I'd like to continue with the stand-up. That's more like the instant gratification thing I'm doing at the moment. And of course, writing plays, it's sort of more a solitary act. And sort of in the moment, you're like, I don't even know if this is good. Like, I'm just talking to myself in a room. And then you get people in to read it, and you're like, oh, yeah, okay, this is a group activity now, and it's fun again.
That's great. Well, that's what theater's all about, right? Making a group activity.
Exactly. When you get the other people in there, it gets really fun. When you're alone writing, you're like, I think I am insane.
And I imagine trying to put a play on by yourself, that's got to be tough too.
I mean, people do the one-woman show thing all the time.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what stand-up is, a little bit,
exactly.
Right?
So when I'm like, I don't have time to get a group of pals, I'm like, why? Yeah.
But I got me, and I got some jokes.
I got me. I got
give me
legs,
a stage and an audience,
give me a microphone, yeah,
and a microphone, and you're on it.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Maggie. Well, we've asked you here, and on Meat and Potatoes, it's tradition for us to ask 3 questions. So now it's time for 3 questions with Desi. All right, Maggie, are you ready?
I'm very ready, Desi.
All right. Just curious, how much of like Hamilton can you recite by heart?
What does a bastard orphan, son of a whore and a Scotsman ship in the Caribbean, Alexander Hamilton? I could go on, but
I'm sure
I don't want to break your
could.
cameras.
Right.
So a lot. I mostly go for burn when I'm like,
okay.
when I get dumped.
Right.
I just scream burn.
It's for all occasions, really.
It's really so.
Yeah. All right. Team Edward, Team Jacob.
I gotta say Team Edward. He's just, I'd vampire over werewolf any day, Desi.
Oh, right on.
Any day.
Favorite color M&M and state one reason why.
I like red M&Ms because I'm like a little feisty and I like it hot.
Guess what I like?
What? Green.
Yeah, I know, it's predictable.
I hear it's not easy being green.
Well, Maggie, thank you so much for being on the show.
Okay.
You're awesome.
Thank you for having me, Desi.
Yes, this has been so great.
It's been so fun.
Last minute, but we love it. Glad you're in town. And we'll look you up next time we're down in the city.
Please do. Come to one of my
shows. And we'll come watch a show, for sure.
Perfect.
Well, thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for another episode of Meat and Potatoes. Thank you, Maggie.
Of course.
And thank you to the Cultural Council of Northern Berkshires that keeps this show going. Woo. And thank you guys for staying tuned. And we'll see you next time on Meat and Potatoes. Woohoo!
This program is supported in part by a grant from the Cultural Council of Northern Berkshires, a local agency which is supported by the Massachusetts Cultural Council, a state agency. Thanks for watching.
Give me a Diet Coke.